Let me tell y'all something, Sprouts. In my day, we'd play Crash Team Racing with this fancy little thing we called a multi-tap. Of course, back then it was
15 miles
through the snow to even buy one of these things. Yes, I intended to start the video this way. Literally moving on from one Grand Prix to the next, Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled has now treated us to back in time. After Nitro Tour, we kinda have a good idea of what to expect going into this one. So what do we have this time around? This month the theme is prehistory, traveling all the way back to the Stone Ages. The story behind this is actually pretty interesting. Imagine if Fake Crash tinkered around with Entropy's time traveling gimmick and this insane new track is the end result. Right down to the dinosaurs having goofy teeth and fuzzy eyebrows. It's a funny enough premise for a Crash title, and now that we're here, this new track is Prehistoric Playground. And man, playing through this course felt much more exciting than Twilight Tour, which was already a nice enough track in its own right. I said before, these tracks feel like they were taking inspiration from tag team racing, and this track looks like that's exactly the case. This one in particular making me think of fossil fuel injection. The new set of carts are also pretty solid. We got the newly introduced Mammoth alongside the Nostalginator and Probulot 2000 from Tag Team. Skins this time around are also pretty sharp and actually fitting with the theme at hand. Particularly, I love stuff like Sabertooth Purah and Stone Age Entropy tying in with the theme of prehistory. Mad Scientist Crash is an absolute highlight, though the package on this costume will cost you an arm and a leg. But we'll get into that shortly. The new characters we have this time are more so cutesy compared to Nitro Tour. This month gives us the long-awaited Baby T, followed by Baby Crash? Baby Coco? Okay, things are already getting weird. Not the characters I was honestly expecting. But after a while I've really adapted to these little tykes. And in fairness, the baby characters aren't really all that bad. Goofy looking at times, but depending on who you are, they'll either grow on you or overstay their welcome. I'm just happy we have our Dino Buddy back in full swing either way, and his new costume is perhaps the funniest thing I've ever seen in this game yet. Going into the challenges this time, everything here is mostly more of the same. You have the standard cup races, winning online races with certain carts, meeting up with friends, all that jazz. The newer challenges I've noticed definitely encourage you to play more CTR challenges and even relic races on top of that, so I really appreciate the spice and variety here. Some challenges were rather questionable though, like how is anyone supposed to win Hyper Spaceway without touching turbo pads? And I can't for the life of me figure out what this game means by jumping for 1 meter or something along the line. It's a bit messy for sure. I can only hope they take the time to clean bugs like this up and continue to give us more to do to really mix things up. Also, is it just me or is matchmaking even more hectic than I remember it being? Last time they patched the amount of items being spammed in online play, here it feels as if they restored it back to its initial chaotic ways, if not made it even more so. In hindsight, it's a good thing that I wait till the end of the Grand Prix to get my thoughts out, because just recently they cooled down the time clocks and warp balls being spammed, and gave us a new item on top of that being the super engine. So I guess it's all good. Better late than never, really. And I can't stress this enough, online is best recommended playing with friends if you're not really all for the craziness matchmaking throws at you. It'll save everyone involved a lot of time and trouble. Now, I think this needs mentioning because I know I'll be smited for it if I don't. I said earlier one of the pit stop bundles requires a heavy stock of Wumpa coins to unlock. Thankfully, this is the only overpriced bundle in this Grand Prix, but it leaves me wondering. This month they say we now have the choice to purchase Wumpa coins to fast track our coin total. Prices range from $2 to $2,500, $5 for 5,250 coins, and $10 for 11,000 coins at the very most. Meaning yes, microtransactions have entered the ring. It's a really unfortunate situation given Beenox has stated there were no plans for this whatsoever. This definitely feels like an Activision move if anything, though it could have been much worse than people were expecting it to be or even making it out to be. But the worry's still there to some degree. I can only hope everything stays the same and they don't make unlocking things more of a hassle than they initially feel. And to be honest, I see no real need for me to go out of my way to buy any coins whatsoever. I could very well make 10,000 coins on the weekends if I try really hard, so having this sort of option feels more redundant in the long run and not really worth the trouble. That said, this shouldn't take away from the effort that developers at Beenox have been pouring into this game for months on end. They deserve all the praise and credit they get regardless. In short, I am not a fan of this business decision in the slightest, but it's gonna take more than that to stop me from playing a game I've been supporting since the very start. As for this Grand Prix as a whole, it really feels like a step in the right direction. If they continue to give us different characters and cards to choose every occasion, throw a variety of options with challenges here and there, and fix all the kinks that need ironing out, this will really help to improve these monthly events as time goes on. I really like this Grand Prix more than I did Nitro Tour, to be honest. And the fact that I was able to finish it all within a week really speaks volume to how smooth my experience was in general. In closing, it was fun while it lasted, but now we're moving on to something even better coming around, perhaps much sooner than I anticipated. This is Dan signing out. Sorry to rush this one right out of the door. I just really need to get this one out there in favor of the next Grand Prix coming up real soon. See you guys on the flip side. Peace.